Hey guys, welcome to Candles and Coasters, coming to you live from Comic Emporium in Panama City, Florida. We are here tonight playing through Episode 1, a live play of Dragonlance, Shadow of the Dragon Queen. Tonight we have all 6 of our players here and one of our recurring NPCs. As we go into this, if you've been following along before, then fantastic. None of this will be new to you, but just in case, we are going to go through and give everybody a chance to introduce themselves before we get into this. If you are in the area and you want to stop by and actually visit where Comic Emporium films all of this, or Candles and Coasters films all this, come by Comic Emporium right here on 635 US 231. Now, I am your DM tonight. I am DM Alex, and I will be leading this adventuring party through the history of, through the War of the Lance. So, to begin with, we are going to start over here with Mark. Mark, go ahead and introduce yourself, and we're just going to go around the table, and then we're going to jump right in, guys. So, welcome to Candles and Coasters, Episode 1, Shadow of the Dragon Queen.
Hi, I'm Mark, and I'm going to be playing our party's rogue. My name is Darrow. I'm a high elf, and we're going to have some fun tonight.
Yes, we are.
Hi, I'm Larry. I play our party's cleric, kinda. She doesn't have any powers yet. Her name is Reverence Brightheart.
I am Aaron Ross. I am playing a fish out of water night skin named Astral Luminarius.
Good evening. My name is Kara. I will be playing the druid for our party. I am a Kender, and my name is Sai, and I have my fabulous mount Earl with me at all times.
Hi, I'm Garrett. I will be playing Igneous Luster, a half-elf sorcerer.
And my name is Tavares. I am playing Durin, the fighter dwarf.
Very nice. Okay, everyone. So, jumping right in, as I said, you have found each other on the road. You've all been invited to a funeral of someone very close to you, or somebody close to a family member of yours. An old retired knight by the name of Ispen Greenshield. So Ispen, you recently discovered, some of you, that he just passed away. Some of you have been on the travels here for a little while. His funeral has been delayed because Ispen was such a beloved member of the of the society for the entire continent of Ansalon. Everywhere he went, he made friends, or he solved problems. He was an adventurer, but he was more than that to a lot of people. He was family, he was friends. It goes on, but as you received your invitations, you all traveled and met just outside the sleepy little fishing village named Vogler. Vogler was the place where he retired to after he stopped adventuring. When that happened, that's when several of his adventuring companions throughout the years also retired nearby as well. Unfortunately, on your way here, some of you encountered monstrous creatures of indeterminate origin, undescribable. They had powers that you've never seen before, and when attacked, you found that they were formidable foes, having slain several knights of Solamnia without seemingly any sort of damage to themselves. You have no idea what these creatures are, but you managed to kill one while two of the others vanished into the forest. After coming to grips with all of this and meeting each other and realizing you all have this amazing connection through this incredible man, you all agreed to finish the journey to Vogler together. Now, as you come in, the fishing village of Vogler clings to a spit of land reaching into the Vengard River. Wooded cliffs overlook the community, and the only path from the north descends past the ivy-covered remnants of a crumbling stone keep. The village's modest wooden buildings cluster around a quaint central circle and along the riverbank. Jutting into the river, out of place and seemingly out of time, stands an incomplete stone bridge of incredible artisanship. The structure clearly dates to before the cataclysm, eclipsing its modern piers in size and sturdiness. The bridge crosses less than half the river's width before giving way to a series of ropes and tethered rafts serving as ferries. On the river itself, dozens of small boats drift along the slow and murky waters as the fishers of Vogler ply their trade. You're coming in from the North Pass, which runs by the high hill, and you eventually enter in through a 15-foot tall, unguarded gate named River Gate. There, on the side above you, rising in the distance, is Thornwall Keep, a crumbling remains of a Solamnic tower. As you enter in the village, instead of being greeted by somber crowds, you actually see there seems to be some sort of party being planned, or at least a festival of some kind, as brightly colored streamers and flags just decorate every surface that you can see. People are milling about cheerfully, and as you enter, they wave to you and they welcome you in. Each of them and everyone, you seem to be coming into some sort of festival. People are everywhere, and when you look around, you see humans, and you see hill dwarves, and you see kender, you see gnomes, you see all manner of people just milling about, having a good time. A very unusual setting for what should be a funeral, but seems to be a giant party, which those of you who know Ispen very well say, well, this is how he would have preferred it. Now, as you enter into the village, what's the first thing that you want to do? What strikes your attention the most?
I would definitely mingle. Ask people if the festival is for Ispen or if it's something else.
Marvelous. So as you begin to mingle, you stop a young tinker gnome. Actually, seems to be sort of like in their own head, just kind of doing figures and things. And he looks at you and he's like, "Are you here for the Kingfisher Festival?" Oh, let me tell you about the Kingfisher Festival. The Kingfisher Festival is wonderful. It's like it's a great big party, and you say Ispen is having a funeral as well. I do believe I heard something about that. However, the Kingfisher Festival is amazing. Let me tell you. Okay, so first off, there's going to be drinking and food, and then there's all kinds of like contests and adventures and all kinds of things that you can do. And don't forget, like there's the live reenactment of the last stand at the high hill between the Knights of Solamnia and the Ishtar warriors. It's wonderful. It's great. It's fantastic. And
What time is that, good friend?
oh, that's going to be tomorrow, actually. Yeah, you're just in time. The Kingfisher Festival just kicked off this morning. You say there's a funeral, right? Yeah, of course there's a funeral, right? Because Ispen just died. Ispen was a great friend of mine. Let me tell you, I actually live on his roof right now. Maybe you've heard of me. My name is Than. Than the Great.
Absolutely, yes.
Oh yes, awesome. See, yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so I invented the gnome flinger. It's a great big contraption that's actually, yeah, I told you, I'm Than the Great. Hold the applause.
Gnome flinger.
Yes, gnome flinger. It's a method of immediate travel from one place to another. We're still perfecting the landing part, but let me tell you, the travel part works just fine.
So
Yes, it
almost
does.
Kinder size
It's
is
the
all
landing,
here.
right?
Yes, exactly. That's what I said. The landing we're still working on. Not enough pillows. It's a thing.
So it'd almost be
It's
a
amazing.
good size for
You should
me
see
to
it.
try out.
We are always looking for volunteers. In fact, yes, please come with me immediately. I would like to put you in the gnome flinger and shoot you halfway across the countryside.
That sounds like so much
Halfway across the
fun.
countryside. Halfway. Like we could probably make it almost to Calaman. There's a little bog in between there, which might be in for your benefit. You can swim, right?
Yeah.
In quicksand?
No.
There may be a problem with this.
Okay, maybe not today.
Okay, tomorrow.
Do we know when the
I would like tomorrow.
Like what day it is today?
So the funeral will actually be this evening. Yeah, you have arrived in time for it.
Just barely.
Yeah, just barely. Right now it's about midday. You guys have come in, you had your little scare on the road, but now that you're here in Vogler, you can actually take time to explore the city yourself, little town, go see the marketplace, or check out the various taverns, maybe do a little fishing, whatever you like. You just tell me.
Excuse me, Mr. Than.
Yes, Than the Great. You
Um,
have to say the whole thing.
Mr. Than the Great.
There you go.
Yes,
I like that.
It is important for me to see Ispa. Is there a way for me to see Ispa?
Yeah. It's been, so they have him actually tethered in a boat outside the Brass Crab. If you want to head over that way, you could definitely check him out.
The brass crab.
Crab, yes, crab.
Where's
Crab. Made of brass.
The breast.
But not really. But there are 2 brass crabs inside. Oh, just down the way here, if you'll just follow towards the center, you can't miss it. Then you go to the river itself. Again, you can't miss the river. It's the big wet thing.
Right.
Wet thing,
Right.
Yeah, and then just follow that until you see it. Can't miss it's huge. It's right on the wharf, along with everything else.
Thank you, Mr. Than
Yeah.
the Great.
Are you going to be doing maybe some gnome flinger demonstrations later?
Tomorrow, in fact,
That's excellent.
I have an amazing volunteer.
You have to see this. It's incredible.
She's going to see it immediately, and then,
But we'll fix the quicksand part, right?
sure.
Did you just?
I have an invention for that. Okay, it's called a well, never mind. There's too many ears around. We'll talk about this later. I'll see you at the Brass Crab.
Yeah.
Spears?
Cyprian,
Oh.
this is I think this is a
Pull
dangerous.
out my book,
You are signed up
and I'm gonna
for.
start looking through to see if there's anything.
It
about
appears
any
to be
gnome
very dangerous.
flinger.
It's
It seems
amazing.
nice.
I'm looking.
It's
But I'm
It's amazing.
doing-
But what catches my eye the most is all the other races.
What's the worst that could happen?
huh?
Yeah.
I only know
Death?
human
I mean,
beings.
That's just a new adventure that I haven't been on yet.
It's
So
just
there's
on the
that.
end of the curve. I mean, it's either or.
It'll be fun regardless.
you know, the children
It's a good
of this world
I've never,
must be born with
I've
an
never
With
died, so.
Who are you asking at this point?
I'm asking if we could create.
Oh, Than the Great has already gone. He had a new idea that he has to work on before he flings somebody into quicksand.
Would Ispa
Right.
do this?
Isper?
Lame.
We are not flinging
Do we know?
it.
Do we know how it died, or was it just?
No.
Actually, you don't know. No one's even asked
I hope
yet.
it wasn't that great, but you can't rule it out.
What? We can't move what? Are we flinging Ispin? What did I
I
do?
missed that part. I was still hung on. He thinks they're flinging Isper.
Why would we fling a dead body?
You know your customs?
My customs. This is happening on your work.
Okay. It's fine.
Are there any stalls that I can get a drink at, maybe?
Absolutely. If you head towards the market.
Yeah, I'm also gonna head to the market.
All right, so the both of you are headed towards the market.
Dragging.
I mean,
Yeah. And Earl's ready for a drink too.
Yeah, I'm sure he
Well, it
is.
sounds like folks anchored right outside a
Hill
watering
giant.
hole.
A hill giant. I'm gonna walk up to the hill giant, and I'm going. I don't know. I'm going to walk up to him. I'm gonna stare at him, and then I'm going to put my heels together, spit on my hand, and put my hand out like this, saying, "Hello."
What is that?
Hill giant? You mean hill dwarf?
Have you seen a hill giant?
I don't think he said hill giant. I think he said hill dwarf.
That is correct. No hill giants here. But I mean, I could see how you might think that, seeing how you just recently came out of the mountains. And this is all new to
I
you.
don't know what this is, so I'm gonna go up to the hill dwarf. I'm gonna put my heels together, spit on my hand. Hello.
Okay, he looks at you. He says, "Well, that's interesting. You're not from around here." And I say that because I know everybody from around here.
I'm from the Silver Peak Mountains.
Oh, wow, cousin. It's good to see you got out from underneath that mountain. Put her there. And he gives you a good hard shake. And he's like, I don't know why you're spitting it, but that's all right. I don't mind a little spit.
That's what I was taught. That's what this is a custom. Is this what you guys do?
Sure. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, absolutely. We definitely do that. You should do that to everyone you meet. In fact, if you don't, people are going to get offended. You don't want to offend anybody on the day of the Kingfisher Festival.
Okay, I will do that. Anything else I should know?
Oh, yes, absolutely. So you brought gold, right? Okay. I can tell, cousin, that you're you're a bit of a trader, I can tell. Like you're very savvy when it comes to money, right?
Own situation, yes.
Okay, wonderful. When you go to the market,
Okay.
there's a stall in there run by Frostwind. Now she's a Kender. It's all right. She's one of the good ones.
Okay.
But you need to go, and she sells these magical sort of wind chimes shaped like different creatures, animals, sea serpents, and everything. Make sure that you don't let her talk you down, because Kender, Kender, they just don't have it all going for them sometimes, and they seem to think that they don't have to charge full price. So she's going to offer you it at half price. Don't you dare insult her by paying that. You pay at least double what she's asking for.
Double for what she's asking.
That's right.
Okay.
I
Frostwood.
don't think he's talking about you
Okay.
specifically.
I'm not there anyway.
I will.
Oh, you're not.
Thank you, cousin.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll see you later.
Yes.
All right.
I just look at it, turn around and walk away. I'm like, okay.
Rude. All right, so the two of you head towards the bustling marketplace, and it's full of people right now, streamers and banners and everything flying in the wind. You see, it's not like a big city like Tarsus sort of marketplace where you two are used to. This is a very quaint, very small. They're selling cabbages. They've got like little wooden dolls and things. Like the kids are loving it, but like you're looking at this and you're like, these hayseeds, like what in the world? This is not a market at all.
Festival, and they may have money. So I'm going to attempt to ply my trade here.
Oh, you are setting up
I'm
a
gonna
stall.
pull out what I have to sell. I'm gonna see if there's a spot for me to squeeze a stall in, get my equipment out of my cart.
All right, we're going to leave you right there doing that. You're going to have a good time
Keep track of
today.
time because I don't miss the funeral, but at the
Right.
same time, yeah, ply my trade.
Absolutely. All right, so the three of you, what are you doing?
I am Astral. If anybody would accompany me, I'm going to start making my way over to the brass crab, or towards the brass crab to get my eyes on Isbin.
Is that the three of you?
Yeah.
Agreed?
I'm going
Okay.
for brass trap.
All right, so Astral, as you're walking along, you're drawing a lot of notice because you stand out, and it's not in an unfriendly kind of way. Like people are like stopping what they're doing and staring because they've never seen anyone who looks like you, and like you're statuesque, right? Like you're kind of Olympian. And you got some blushing brides, who are like, oh my God, do you see him? And then you have like the little kids who are like chasing after you and hey mister.
Anybody that of adult age or anything that is giving me those looks, I will nod graciously, wave. If the children do come up and rush up, oh, little ones, and I stop.
Yeah.
Stop immediately. How are you? How are you doing?
Oh, mister, why are you so big? Mister, you look very strong. Are you very strong? You look very strong. Mister, what's your favorite candy? What's your favorite color? Mister, are you staying for the funeral? Mister, are you here for the festival? Mister, do you like fishing?
Yes.
I mean, it is just rapid fire
I answer
questions.
every question.
Marvelous. Well, it's at that point that they notice Reverence as well. Reverence, you stand out as well, based on, the fact that you are a Knight of Solamnia. And you don't hide your livery, you don't hide your heraldry, so like when they look at you, they're like, it's a real knight, it's a girl knight. And so they're like,
No.
they're not approaching, but they're in awe. Like you see some of like the little girls and stuff are watching you. And they were playing with dolls at first, and now they're kind of looking at like their brothers who have the wooden swords and stuff, and looking at you and like, maybe I want a sword.
That's right, you do. I'm just waving. Hi.
When they say it's like, oh, it's a girl knight. No. It's a knight.
It's a girl knight.
Knight. There is no girl, there is no boy when it comes to knighthood. Knighthood is knighthood. So anybody can be a knight.
Anybody?
Anybody can be a
I'm
knight.
a knight. Did you hear that?
You can be.
I'm a knight from now on.
You
No
can-
more dolls for me.
Oh,
Yeah.
almost. Okay.
That's the right attitude if you want to be one.
Wow, mister, you're so strong. You're so smart. Mister, are you married?
No,
Would you like to be?
maybe one day.
Would you like to be to me?
No, does not work that way.
And you just see it like just crumple. Like you just destroyed this child.
When you're older.
They say, no, it does not work that way. I am not meant for you. You deserve better than me.
Oh God,
There's
not that one.
better.
Absolutely.
Just use that. Good.
It's not you, it's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He
It
did.
works on the little ones every time.
Okay.
Well, I can't. I'm gonna find better than you.
I think you will.
You see that young man over there?
Yeah, she looks, and you see like there's like the kid who's like kicking the dirt claws. He's got his finger halfway up his nose.
No!
And he's like, "Huh?"
Astro,
He's gonna be mayor one day.
do not put that little knight with that booger toucher. Don't do it. No.
Hi.
Do that?
Okay.
Do you see that young man over there?
As soon as she looks, he is like red from ears to toes, and he's just like,
That one there, yes. He may not be the right one, but he knows who the right one is.
she goes,
Psychic.
Becklin!
Oh.
Becklin, tell me, who am I supposed to be with? And she goes running over, and he's like, and then just runs off, and she's chasing him. Becklin, you gotta tell me!
We have
And
to go.
he wants to hurry to Isbeth
Rush
now.
to the brass curtain.
Girl today.
Okay, so you enter, you come up on the brass crab, and as you get there, it is a very large, very obvious tavern. There are tavern smells wafting from the windows. You know, there's the nice wood smoke, you know, you get the heavy scent of spices and things. Something delicious is happening on the inside. Unfortunately, the doors are all closed, and there's a big sign over one that says closed for party planning.
Well,
It's door locked.
they're closed for party planning.
That's clear, but Easton is not in the tavern, yeah? He's somewhere near.
In a boat.
Yeah, I thought they said he's in the boat.
Right.
So you wanna go find the boat?
Yes.
Let's go find the boat.
All right, so we're going to go back over here for a minute. All right, so Sai, you've been kind of looking through the market stalls. You come across Stella Kinder, and she's like busy, like hanging up more. People are just buying them left and right. She's got these really amazing looking wind chimes that seem to be of different sea creatures and sea serpents and things that you look at and you realize they are made out of like animal bone and wood and things. It's very great craftsmanship, and they seem to be very popular because people are just coming up, and she is literally almost giving them away. Like you're watching this and you're like, yeah, that seems perfectly okay. And it's about this time that he catches up with you, and he just comes stomping up there, and she looks over and she says, "Yes, master. What may I? Are you here for my wind chimes?"
Yes. I want that one.
Oh, you want the great sea serpent of Ishtar. Now that is a very special piece, and I would be glad to just give it to you if you could maybe make a small payment of we'll do is a silver? I don't mean to offend. Is that too much?
That's too little. No. I was told that I must give double what you say. So, you say 1 silver, I say 2 silver.
2 silver.
No. 4 silver.
4 silver.
Is that enough?
That's more than enough.
No.
I can eat for at
6
least a month on that.
6 silver.
Oh, my stars! You've made the whole festival worth it. Good master. What is your name?
My name is Durin.
Durin.
Yes.
That's amazing.
So 6 silver. I can have that. 6 silver.
6 silver. You can have that and a drink later with me, maybe.
I like to drink.
Oh, hi, cousin.
Hey, darling. This, we need to charge more. We don't know how many
We do, but I've made so much. I mean, Master Durin here has already provided for me for at least over a month now. I'll do very well with that.
It's okay. He was confused. He meant that he was giving you a gold. Cool. So,
Gold?
No. She said
He was-
double.
he was-
No. The mountain dwarf, or hill dwarf, said double. I paid double. Actually,
Don't-
double.
don't, but
Double.
you don't,
Double.
yeah, but you don't know the customs here. And let
I
me
said-
explain to you the customs here.
Double. He said double.
Customs are that when a piece of
She
art
is
is
just like-
extraordinary.
She's taking it down. She's trying to
Absolutely,
wrap it
absolutely,
up.
Clearly, this piece is, and you are just astounded. Yes? Yes? Yeah. Answer the question.
Double.
Answer the question.
I
You
like,
are astounded by the craftsmanship.
I like the piece.
As a dwarf,
Yes.
as one of my
It is-
cousins
it is-
that has wonderful mastery within his very blood,
I do.
Yeah.
Which is why I was like,
you
oh,
understand that even paying in your gold for this is an absolute skill for you.
I get that.
And she
I
can
do.
feed
However,
herself.
that is, they said doubled. And I doubled. I did what I was told.
But-
I doubled.
But
It's doubled.
we
Double.
pay extra
I double.
whenever we truly
I double.
admire and appreciate
I
things.
met and exceeded what was told. I doubled. That's what I was told. I'm double.
I just told
I
you
see
the
the
gold
scene
thing
is
that
being
I
created on
got
the other side of the
Yes.
market. Now I'm gonna come over and say, what is happening over here?
Tell them.
Oh, fellow merchant, I saw you setting up your stall.
Yes,
What?
I'm a gem trader. I can appraise, cut, sell.
Gem trader. I mean, we hear about you people up in like Kalaman, but what are you? I mean, here, like that, these people, they can't
I like to bring our
afford.
services to anyone who can afford them.
Well, you're not going to find many here. I mean, the Kingfisher Festival is pretty amazing, but you're not going to find anyone that can afford gems.
This shall see. Anyways,
We can
why are we
try.
buying this?
Why wouldn't we
It's
be buying this?
majestic, and I was told that this was the best person to buy things from. And it said I have to pay double whatever the price it is. And I paid
You
double.
understand that on the surface, when wind goes through these, they make a lot of noise. That's
What's
very
the problem
practical
with
for
that?
an adventurer to carry wind
You
drive.
don't need that.
No. It's been said, make a lot of noise when it comes to battle. Therefore,
He's
you
right.
scare whoever you're coming across.
right.
That's what
That's-
Istin said. Istin
yeah.
never lied. Are you
Yeah.
calling Istin a liar?
I haven't seen Ispen in 10
Then you
years.
know nothing. 6 silver.
So you wanted to pay her 1 gold for 3 of them,
I
right?
said
Because you wanted to make
6
as much noise as
silver.
possible.
Well, it,
She's just standing there. It's all gift wrapped and everything. She's just looking between the
that's
three
true.
of
I
you.
would like to make a lot more noise.
How many does she have left?
She's got several, and you can see behind her, and her like she's got like a little tent and everything behind her, and it's filled. I mean, with just boxes and boxes and boxes of things. It looks like this is like her yearly sort of event, and this is where she's going to make the money she lives on for the rest of the year.
I'll give you 5 gold to take over your stall.
I
Thank you.
5 gold. 5 gold. I could finally put a blanket, a real feather blanket on my bed.
Oh, ouch.
And I can get the real good fishing line, and
This is killing
oh, this is, I can't believe like you're so generous. 5 gold.
Sell those.
I'm gonna pick up what I'm doing.
Don't be
trying to
disrespectful.
follow it.
I know that, but make sure you.
Yeah, she's already like pocketed the silver from you, like just taking it and everything, and yeah, so
Don't be this person.
yeah, you're she's just like I'm
Take the
well.
rest of the night off. Spend the money on what will make your life better for the night.
I could. I just can't imagine how
I tell you what,
fortunate
And even
a little
and
Kender
not
like
just
me
that,
could be.
But any extra profit that I make off of your supply, I will share with you at the end of the night.
Oh my
Thank you,
stars! You've just, oh my stars! Like my whole year is made, and then some. I'm going to be able to upgrade it. I'll be able to move, and then, oh, thank you, masters. Thank you so much. I'm Frostwind. I'm so sorry. Where are my manners? I'm Frostwind.
Igneous Luster of the Lusters.
Igneous Luster and Master Derwin and Cousin Sai. Well, I suppose I should be moving on. I don't have any reason to be here and so much to do now. Thank you.
Transfer the people in. The gems is where they can I'm going to zhuzh up her stall. I'm going to make it even like a lot more eye attracting and try to branch it out, make sure more people are seeing them, bringing people in.
And she's
I'm
like,
charging her stuff.
she gathers up the money and everything, and then she looks at the three of you, and she just like wraps her arms around you, and she's like, you can feel there's like this shaking sort of sob happening, is like that very like, so joyful kind of thing, and she's just, you have no idea, this money's gonna change my life.
Pat her head. She's
I open my arms for a hug. Oh, yeah.
And she, immediately, it's like from you just whoomp, and then on over to you, and she's just cuddling into you, and she's, oh my goodness, I'm so lucky to have found you.
Now, how do I make this work?
He's been blown out.
Okay, so you hang it, and then when the winds come and they bless us with their cool breeze, it will dance and it will sing to you.
I pull my little book and I write it in there. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, masters. Thank you. Thank you. I must go. Oh, will you be at the funeral this evening?
Yes.
Oh, I can't wait to see you all again. Thank you. Thank you. I have a little well, it's quite literally a hole in the wall, but it's in the cliff over this way, and I'll be able to actually get a roof and a window. I've always wanted a window. And a real blanket. It's amazing.
You know what? We should go right now and find you a real blanket.
Would you?
Yes, come on. There's so many places to look for a real blanket around.
And she immediately is like all over you as well.
Absolutely. We're going to find a blanket. This is important.
Okay, so the two of you leave with Frostwind to go find. You have now taken over Frostwind's wind chime stall, and you now have also your gym stall, which is directly across the way from
Well, no,
you.
I'm moving stuff over.
Okay, so you're moving stuff in.
Wind chimes are an attention-getting piece that these people know about, and then I upsell the gems. And
So, like, after you make this transaction and you turn to start, you see there's a very, like, aristocratic individual who's like, he's at your stall and he's very young looking human, but like I said, very well dressed, very fine, and he's got your gems and he's holding them up to the light and he's twirling them and he grabs another and he's
I'm watching
looking.
his hands carefully.
Yeah, he's putting them back. It doesn't seem, and in fact you kind of see like a sneer on his face as he's like,
I can assure you they're of the best quality.
and he turns and he looks at you and he says, do you have a permit?
I wasn't aware there was a need for a permit.
Oh, well, you definitely need a permit to be selling at the festival.
I'm going to produce any other guild documentation that I have on me to prove that I'm a licensed or, at least a qualified.
He snatches it as soon as you he's like, give this to me. Everything seems to be in order here. Listen, if my father finds out that you just set up here, like, you don't even know the trouble that you're going to be in. It's a good thing that I stopped by. Because if I hadn't, can you just imagine? You would be just drummed out of town. And Nobody wants that on the day of this festival. But you have a worldly look about you, so I'll let it slide this time. But he flings the documentation back at you, and he's like, I've seen better gems. This is not the best quality.
Well, I suppose everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Thankfully, my opinion is all that matters around here. That and my father's.
Well, then I'll be sure to chase it
Well, you should.
and prove you wrong.
Oh, I see. You prove me wrong, will you? Oh, we'll see. Anyways, back to your trinket sales. I have other important things to do, much more important than dealing with the rabble. And he strolls off, and like the little kids come running out, and he like stops. And he's like, "Filthy little mongrels!"
Don't like that one. We're looking for Isbin. You can't stop that man. I know. I'm struggling too.
I'm just playing with my child.
Yeah.
All right. So back to the three of you. As you said you're going to be looking for the boat. You can see there is a sort of hustle and bustle at the end of the pier here, connected to the Brass Crab, where there seem to be some people that are adorning a boat with massive amounts of flowers.
What kind of boat is it?
It's just a long boat. It's not even. It's a fishing vessel that they have turned into a funeral vessel.
Yeah. Is he interred in on the
As you approach, there's a woman that turns around, and she's again human, and she holds out a hand. She says, "Oh, everyone, sorry, the funeral doesn't take place until this evening. We're still getting everything ready. If you'll just come back, everybody will have a chance to say their piece about Isbin."
Okay. What time should we come back?
At sundown, the town bell will ring, and that's when you'll know for everybody to gather.
Okay. We appreciate you.
Are you're not, and she looks directly at you.
I approach.
She's like, you are not from around here.
It is important that I see him. I do not wish much time.
Roll me persuasion.
6.
Sorry, like everybody else, you're going to have to wait. I'm sure you have fond memories of this man. God knows that he has definitely made an impact, but we are so busy, and, you know.
That is just it. I do not have any memories of this man.
Then why do you want to see him?
I know his name because it was given to me by my goddess.
Oh, you almost had me. You almost had me. Okay, all right. Did Uncle put you up to this? Is that what this is? Did Uncle put you up to this? Did you just come out here to mess with me? Look, I've already told him. Isbin frequented the Brass Crab, and I'm sorry that he never went to the fish bowl as often as he came to me. But that is no reason to be playing on this day of all days to be playing these kind of jokes.
It is no joke.
Yeah, he's serious. Is there any way, and I kind of a gold coin, is there any way that you can accommodate his wishes?
Roll persuasion with advantage.
Do I see this gold coin going up?
So first roll was a
You are going to have to
14.
make that perception roll.
The highest was a 14 plus persuasion, so 18 total.
Oh, and she like gestures a hand out to you. Is like, oh, please, sir, come with me. Absolutely, thank you so much. Obviously, we can make a moment. Girls, just a moment. This fine man here needs to just see Isbin real quick like.
Absolutely, thank you.
Absolutely. And so they step back, and you're allowed access now.
After you.
Thank you.
And you knew of Ispin.
Mhm.
This may be the first time you actually seen him in a long while.
It's been a long time.
And
I've seen my sister interact with him, but it was off in the distance a little bit, across the room.
yeah, well, and even in death, this man still has that jovial sort of presence about him. And Reverence, as you step up, it's Ispin.
I'm already ready to cry. So, like, oh.
And, ever since your knighting, like, you guys kept in touch over letters, but when you look at him, you see a man who, well adventured, but also very up in years. It shows on him, but that's because you know him so well. And
You're making me cry.
well, then I'm doing my job.
Okay.
And then Astral, it's like a thunderbolt. You look at this man, and you've seen his face carved on statues, drawn in manuscripts. You know him, but you know him by a different name, because on your world, he went by a different name. And he was the hero of the rebellion. And when you look down, you see an impossibility, because this man in this boat who lies before you dead is the identical twin of that man from your world.
It's impossible. This is...
See what you thought?
No. Yes. How did he die? What war has been fought?
War? Yalme's like, there's not been a war.
How did he die?
Vitus said that he came in and found Ispin just gone in his home.
No.
He was at the Brass Crab the night before, drinking, telling his stories like he always does.
How long ago?
This would have been a month now.
And everything was in order at his home? I mean, other than
You
passing
would,
away.
honestly, I don't know. You'd have to ask Vitus. Vitus had all that information.
Vitus. Who is Vitus?
Where can we find Vitus?
So, at the name Vitus, Reverence, you remember a friend, adventuring companion of Ispin named Vitus Redblade, who, when Ispin was younger, would accompany him. And Vitus was a knight of Solamnia.
Redblade. He's a knight.
Not yet.
Kinda.
Well,
But Vitus would be as old as Ispin is now at this point, and retired from what you remember.
Is Vitus here?
Well, yeah, Vitus is here. Vitus, he took up Thornwall Keep and started trying to rebuild.
I imagine he'll be at the ceremony this evening.
Vitus is the speaker this evening, as the one who knew him the best.
He's working still in the keep?
Oh, for sure. I don't know where Vitus is right this moment, but I know he'll be at the crab tonight.
I clasp the shoulder. I will find out what happened. I promise.
Ispin was, up there, and he led a pretty rowdy life. I think for him to just go like that was probably what he wanted.
No.
Does he look okay?
I do not know anything
Well,
about
he's
the men
been
here.
he's been dead now for a month, and they've done their best.
So he's pretty...
He's preserved, but not very well. But they're doing their best with what abilities that they have.
Solo flowers.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what? But are there obvious?
They would have found it.
I mean, is he
so
missing
sure
an
they-
arm? Is there a missing eye?
Well, that's hard to tell because they do have him wrapped up other than his face. They've got him wrapped in like cloth and stuff. He looks ready for
Burial.
pretty
Well,
much
burial.
yes.
Yeah.
Would it be possible to do a like medicine check to see if there's any, if I could feel a wound or something along the torso?
Ooh. Yes, but with disadvantage. It's been a while.
What are you doing?
So Astral is just reaching out and groping the corpse of Ispen.
What are you doing?
Why are you touching him?
17.
Astral.
Okay, so 17, you start to feel, and it's a frail body underneath these bandages here. You don't feel anything like immediately obvious, apparent about anything. No open wounds, no missing arms or legs or anything like that. You're not given long before Yalne's coming over and it's like, whoa, 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 no touching. That's done, bye. Time to go.
Apologies. He's a stranger from a strange land. His customs are a bit
Strange.
Strange.
Yeah, I was trying not to say it.
No, that's fine. Okay, handsome stranger, going to need you to stop manhandling the body and make your way back the way you came.
But his face is Ispen.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I still
Like I said, for you, older,
Yeah.
definitely, there's some age on him, not what you remember. It's been a while since you actually saw him, but you had letters from him up until a couple months ago, really. And there was no sign of, like, he never mentioned anything, he was just happy Ispen.
And he was not traveling. He was hanging
No,
out.
he's done with that. He finished that years ago. He was content to just sit and drink and tell his stories.
Gotcha.
Back to you guys. So, after this individual has left, you continue to take over.
Yeah.
And you end up doing a pretty good trade. People come in and they're there for the wind chimes.
Yes.
They see your gems though, and like you see people like counting out, and there's not enough money here for the gems, but they are willing to buy those wind chimes, and word has gotten around at this point that you came in and bought out Frostwind, and so
it's hers, and they know her.
Yeah.
So it's not like
exactly right. So you're basically just running the stall,
Yeah.
and they're kind of happy about that. Like they're all coming to meet you. Like this big time big city trader came in, made the whole year for Frostwind, and has continued to sell her things,
Yeah.
but also has these other little, knickknacks and things, these gems and stuff that they're like oohing and eyeing over,
Yeah.
but they don't have the money for it. They're going, wow, that's really beautiful. I'm going to come back when I get more money.
Can I also be doing like rumor gathering while I'm doing this? I'm talking to people. I'm asking, about things going on in town, and stuff like that.
Yeah, we can be doing that too. Yeah, we'll do that. You're going to hear a couple of good things. You hear no bad news at all. There's a lot of excitement.
Apart from Ispen being there.
Yeah, well, even that doesn't seem to be like a somber note. Like I said, everybody talks about, the great hero, the great adventurer, Ispen the storyteller, and they all seem to be, like, there is a tinge of regret that he is gone, but they all remember him fondly, and they laugh and they joke, and they're saying, of course they would have his funeral at the Kingfisher Festival, because that's exactly the way he would go. He definitely, absolutely would have loved all of this, and in fact, he probably would have wanted more.
If since I wasn't there at that conversation, I didn't hear what I would ask like what they assumed the cause of death was. Was it like a degrading thing over time? Did he slowly start getting slower, weaker?
No, you don't hear anything like that. When you like ask about those, yeah, pretty much overnight.
Okay.
It was, and you have some people who are like, oh yeah, we were drinking with him at the Crab, and then the next morning, Vitus comes to tell us that he's gone, and he was just gone.
I would note that name too then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you go with Frostwind, and she takes you back towards the river gate, and then along one of the outside roads there, opposite of the way of the Thornwall Keep, and you come to just, it looks like a burrow, basically, but you notice that there are many of them in the area, especially in the side of the cliff here, and you can, smell like, it kind of reminds you of Kendermore. You get there and there's a sense of the Kenders have made their home in this cliff. And as you approach, you notice immediately no doors, everybody just kind of is coming and going from all the different places. You can't really make sense of it. But that's normal for your people. Everybody shares everything. Everybody has a home no matter where they go. So she comes and she's like walking along, and she takes you in and she shows you, and even by your standards, you're looking at it going, yikes, it's cramped and it's cluttered with all manner of stuff. And it's at this point that she goes, you dropped this, and she hands you your totem. And she says, here, this is, I found it for you, and you need to take better care of this, cousin.
I do.
So, this is my home, and I'm going to get, and she points to, and it's a patch of straw, and it doesn't smell good, and she's like, I'm going to get a blanket for there, and I've heard that there are people who are putting plants in little containers, and I'm gonna make a shelf right there. I'm gonna put a plant in a container right there, and everybody is going to love it. It's gonna be so great. And then maybe one day I can do a window over top the entrance, and you're even again with your worldliness, when she's pointing to the roof. There's another burrow above her. If she puts a window in it, it's just gonna, it's not gonna work. But she seems to be very optimistic about the whole thing. And she's just like, so, what do you think?
There are so many thoughts I have. I love the plant idea. I love it.
Right?
And you are right. People are definitely putting them in these little pots and growing them. Amazing what people are doing with them. I agree you should get one. You should get ivy because it grows and then it can grow around and create these beautiful spreading. That's what you should do.
I could pluck some ivy
Yes.
from just up the road here.
Yes.
I could do that.
Yes. What my recommendation though, I think that instead of a window like you were thinking about, right? You can get a painting, right? So you can get a picture.
I've heard of people doing that, and I mean, even with as much money as Master Igneous and Master Derwin has given me, I can't afford a painting. And what would the neighbors think? They think I'd just be lavish and showing off. But then again, we could just all share it, and I could have it one night, and then they could have it another night.
Yes. So my question is, I do feel like we should get you maybe a better sleeping situation. They have these things now, they kind of put more than just straw inside. It's much softer to sleep on. It is lavish. I will give you that. It is absolutely lavish.
I could have sleepovers.
You could. You could.
I want that so much now. More than I want the potted plant.
Yeah. Right?
More than a window. I could have guests sleep over and we could tell stories
All night.
and have snacks.
All night. And mead. There could be mead. And then,
Oh,
so
I'm
much
not
fun.
very. I shouldn't have too much mead.
I mean, you don't have too much. But it's so much fun.
Yeah.
So, I feel confident that there is someone in the market right now with all of this extra business with the Kingfisher Festival, right?
Yes.
I feel confident we can find someone to, they're called mattresses, that is. I feel confident I can help you find one and we'll get you a good price. Because if nothing else, I will
She, as you're pointing, she grabs your hand and is running with you,
Yeah.
like immediately.
Yes, we're doing a thing.
Okay, so you guys are headed back to the
Yes, we
market.
are.
Jared, as you continue walking along, enjoying your wind chimes, you hear what is the most familiar and almost comforting sound of boots marching in unison. And you come into the central square here of the whole town of Vogler, and you see a militia. And the militia are all lined up, not quite to your standards, but I mean they're trying real hard, and their armor is definitely like the longer you stand and stare, you're like these men will die if they get into a fight. But they're I mean of all ages, and everybody is trying real hard to put on the soldier attitude. But you, having been in a few fights yourself, are going, I just don't. You're gonna die. And there is a man out front, and he's walking and marching in front of them. He's like, get it together, everybody. 1, 2, 1, 2, left, right. We gotta look good. We have the Battle of the High Hill tomorrow. I do not want you embarrassing me in front of the mayor.
It's already happened.
And he turns to look at you, and there's like this, like, please help me kind of look on his face, and he's like, because he immediately, you scream, I'm a fighter. I'm a warrior. This is my job. And he's like, any help, stranger, any help at all. These men, they're trying, and I can't be embarrassed like I was last year. We're supposed to win the fight, and these, I can't, please. What can I do?
Hand them my wind chimes. Hold these. Do not lose these. Hold these.
Okay.
This means roll number 62.
Okay.
Look sharp, be sharp, don't get stabbed with things that are sharp.
That's real. That's valid. It's
Okay.
said that.
All right.
Men, or a facsimile of a man, you guys are not where you need to be. I can get you somewhere. It won't be there, but I can get you somewhere within the time frame. First off,
Hey, who are you? Hey,
pick up a rock.
Nassau, why are we listening to this guy?
Pick up a rock.
Oh no.
And I'm gonna throw it straight at you.
No.
Okay, roll the hit.
No.
I'm gonna tell you, it's not a high AC.
It's the last episode. We're all murdered. Oh no.
17 for strength.
Okay, yeah, so you ping the rock off the speaker, and everybody's like, oh. And they look back at you, and they look at him, and he's going, ow! What the heck, man?
If
And then the rest of them all are like,
If you were a real soldier, you would have dodged that.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And they're all like, oh, this guy's throwing rocks. I'm okay. And you see, like, Nassau is looking over at you, and now he's looking at the ground, and he's like, hold on. He's grabbing rocks up now. He's got your wind chime in one hand, and he's just grabbing rocks up and pocketing them. And he's like, that's how it's done. All right. Okay.
Every line.
Yep.
Swing one.
Yep.
That's all it takes. Pain is a good motivator.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, sir.
Pain teaches roughly all.
You hear that, maggots? You hear that? Pain. That's what you can expect.
Pain teaches rough.
Pain.
Yeah.
Much
And
pain.
just randomly, just throw one.
And he's immediately like, wah, wah. He throws a rock at somebody and he just bangs off a helmet, spins it around. I'm like, what was that? He was like, pain. Get on, maggots.
That teaches them to always be on guard, because you never know when a rock or an arrow.
He's got this look as he's listening to you talk, right? And then he's just like, and he throws a rock at you. And let's see what he does with this rock. Okay, 13?
No, I would make it.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah. I know. Okay, point proven. You definitely know everything that's going on here, sir. And he turns and he's got this baton. It is not the kind of baton that you would normally use, but he's please, sir, take and show us the ways of warriorship.
I don't have a lot of time to really teach you the ways of the dwarf.
I understand, but these men,
Do you have a beard?
some of them,
Those who don't have one, you can grow one.
okay.
And then as I'm telling him this, have that rock. Throw it back at him.
Go ahead.
Here. I'm last.
That is a 12.
Yeah, you nail him with it. He's just good one, sir. I'll get better. Please. Yes, absolutely. Please, Commander, command us. Whip us into shape. You see some of the other men now kind of looking, and they're like, this guy knows something. He knows what's going on. And they're all kind of they're trying to assume your posture now and watching you. In fact, it's almost like, when you were back under the mountains and you were training the rookie recruits. So this is kind of home territory for you.
All right. Another life lesson of Ispen. Live, laugh, drink.
I like this guy. He knows what's going on. Yes, sir! They all in unison are like, yes, sir!
I got several. Ispen taught me a lot.
Did he teach you how to turn us into soldiers?
Again, I don't have enough time to do this.
Can we at least keep you with us until the funeral? Please, sir?
Yes. Pick up another rock.
All right, so you're throwing rocks and you're going to keep these guys you're going to get these guys whipped into shape by the time of the funeral. Now,
Apparently.
you guys are busy doing your shopping,
Yes, we are.
and you find some people who have mattresses, and as you approach, they're like, Rosalind, we heard the good news. You have a whole conversation about this going forward, and you get you get some information and stuff about the area. You do find out that there's been some bandits in the area, because there's some people talking about, do you think we're going to get hit? We heard there was some trouble on the road, but
I don't share anything about the violence. The common people don't need to know all that. But I will keep an ear out for who the mayor is, and
so the mayor's name is Raven Uth Vogler. Is actually a human that's been here for a long time, and her family has been passing the mayorship down, stewardship of Vogler for quite some time.
A basic description of what they look like too. So, funeral, I can find them.
Yeah, so she's going to be a human, and let me see, I've got a picture in here. Yeah, so she's about she's tall and impressive from what you understand. Everybody respects her. Seems that she's very fair. Definitely, she's a woman of the people. She definitely likes to take care of everybody, and she knows everybody by name. Part of that is because she did grow up here, but even when newcomers come in, she's among the first to welcome them. She does not get along with one of the nobles that moved here some time back.
Who's that?
The Baccarus Estide and his son Baccarus the Younger.
I feel like I know who they're talking about.
They butt heads a whole lot, but Baccarus brought a lot of money when he arrived. So the mayor sees him as a necessary sort of evil for the survival of the town, and gives him a little leeway. Plus, he claims to have some connections in Calaman, and she doesn't want anybody to come in and replace her. So she has this give and take relationship at the time.
Gotcha.
Okay. Is there anything else any of you guys want to do at this point?
Well, yeah, Astral, really shouldn't go accosting the body while they're, laying on the rest.
I know.
I mean, I get it. You're trying to figure out maybe something was a foul or something like that, but,
There has to be a reason. There's no way I got here for nothing.
well, no, tonight at the festival, during the ceremony, we can ask as many questions as we want to.
Yes. Vitus, I need to talk to that snap.
Yes, absolutely. But said he was going to be speaking tonight, so I think he's going to be pretty easy to find.
Yes. We will, just wait till the evening then.
All right. So, does anybody else want to do anything, or do we want to move on to the evening?
I'd probably be pretty busy the whole rest of the evening, just
Yeah.
talking to people, trying to sell stuff, trying to make a profit.
And you sell everything she's got. Like, she's got nothing for tomorrow.
Do we do a roll or anything for how much I made, or do you want to?
Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. I'm gonna go ahead and I tell you what. You throw me in a persuasion roll,
Okay.
and we'll do it with advantage.
Okay. That's pretty good. That's going to be 25.
25. All right. So you end up making 68 gold.
Okay.
And you are completely sold out by the end.
Sounds good.
Now, that is not in gold, that's in a lot of silver and copper.
It's
Yeah, but
gold,
a sum of 68 gold.
Okay.
Quite a bit of money was just made today. And thanks to your, savvy abilities, you were able to get, did you or did you not try to take advantage?
I was definitely selling for more than she was selling, but with every intention of splitting some of the profit with her when I can find her again, and for a value that's like a good adjustment of what she was selling.
Okay.
Not overselling or not.
Not overinflated prices, but a little higher than maybe standard markup.
What it should have been.
Okay. All right, cool.
Closer to what it should have been.
Awesome. That's really great. So, all right, anybody else?
Other than that, as I'm going through the market with Frostwind, as we're going through and I'm helping her find things, choose things, help her fix her place up, it sounds like it'll become pretty apparent pretty quickly to me that this fishing village is nearly, really, really poor. Everyone here is what I'm hearing.
It's not the richest of places. Like, these people survive off of a fishing trade where whatever they catch from the river, which is a very vast river, but you're 30 miles south of, or 30 miles north of Calaman, so they're shipping a lot of what they make here from either the bones of the fish or from the fish themselves or what they grow in the fields. They're shipping it to Calaman and, selling it there, or during the Kingfisher Festival, this is their time to really, make their money for the rest of the year. It's a bustling place, but, you can tell just by looking at, it's not a very it's not impoverished, but it's not wealthy by any means.
So especially, I mean, I definitely want to make sure Frostwind has decent whatever when she goes, and sometimes I might, if she chooses something that I feel like is below standard, even below my standard, let's just be honest, and she goes to pay for it, I might like be like, okay, so listen, we're gonna get the nicer one. I'm gonna pay the difference. It's fine. I've got these. We're gonna, and I don't mind. I'll do that a couple times. Just I'll spread some money around. It seems like this is a place I definitely want to spend some money. It seems like a good place to make sure that I leave, good taste in people's mouth. And I do want to make sure while I talk to people and while I run around, going with her, I do want to touch base with people and ask, I'll see if I can ask anyone, how were Espen's last days? Because we hadn't heard anything. All of a sudden he's dead. That's all I know. So I'll ask around, how were Espen's last days? Was he still in good health? Was he still,
So you're going to find the same information,
And I'm
which
sure,
is,
but-
everybody says he was in good health, he was in good standing, and then, the night before he passed, he was at the crab. There was no indication whatsoever that he was ill. But with Espen, you may not have known if he was ill. He would have kept it from people because he didn't like to burden people with that. So yeah, same thing.
Same info.
Yeah, same information that everybody else has had so far.
Is there stables where we can put Roderick and Earl?
Yes. So both taverns, either the Fishbowl or the Brass Crab, have places for your mounts
I
to be.
didn't mean to interrupt, I'm sorry. Are one of them nicer than the other?
That is a contested question here in Vogler.
Oh my.
Visually.
Visually.
Like, what do the stable hands look like? Because I'm not leaving Roderick with just anybody.
You come up to the Brass Crab and there's nobody on hand at the moment when you get there. The stables are full, as there's many visitors here, but there's room. You could probably get Roderick in there. You go to the Fishbowl, and the Fishbowl is again, it's a very nice looking tavern. It doesn't look any worse than the other, and it's also situated on the river. But when you get there, you notice there is a distinct difference in the population here than there is at the other one, because there's Brass Crab is full. That's where the funeral's being held.
Yeah.
This one, there's people that are staying here, but they're not. Even if they're staying here, they're probably eating and drinking at the Crab. So there's room here, and you can see that there are people on hand that are trying to take care of. And when you get closer with with Roderick, the fine-looking warhorse, they're like, "Oh, good Sir Knight, please come. We have the means. We can take care of your steed. Please."
How many are in the stables right now?
Two individuals. One is a Kender, and the other is a human.
Mounts.
Oh, the mounts. Horses, but they're not
full?
fancy horses. No, by no
Okay.
means.
Okay.
No, it definitely looks like it could use your benefactor, whatever it's called.
Okay. Yep.
Patronage.
Yeah, I would love for you to take care of my boy, Roderick. He's very important to me.
Oh, absolutely. We understand that the knights live and die with their war horses, and we have a knight here that has taught us how to care for your amazing battle beast. And what is that?
What do you mean, what is that? This is majestic.
I mean no offense. It's the back half is striped, but the front half is not, and the horns.
Isn't fabulous. He is a very rare breed called an Okapi.
Okapi.
Yes.
An Okapi.
His name is Earl, though. That's all you gotta call him.
Earl.
Yeah.
Earl the Okapi. Is Earl domesticated?
Yes. I'm riding him.
I mean, of course. You are riding this Earl.
Can you
as
take
it
care
is.
of him?
Yeah. yeah, of course we can. We are very good at our duties with exotic animals.
What do you charge?
Oh, you'll have to take that up with Uncle. With the Warhorse, of course, that's just standard. We'll do a silver, and we'll do extra hay and alfalfa, and we'll do an extra brushing at 5 copper.
So, if we skip your uncle, maybe with 5 silver, could you just handle Earl too?
I think Uncle's gonna want to see Earl, and I don't want to get switched again. And I'm surprised you.
Who's uncle?
Uncle. Oh, you're new to town. You wouldn't know him. Uncle Eltar is the owner of the fishbowl.
Eltar.
Yeah.
Is he inside?
Should be. Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. Let's go talk with him. Can't see why you wouldn't want Earl here.
We'll go get him, cause.
We don't want to ride inside.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And so they disappear inside, and moments later, this sweaty-looking, venerated sort of older gentleman appears, and he's like cleaning a mug, and it's not like a dirty rag, but like it's not a particularly nice one either, and he's looking up. You're the one with the goat.
Earl is an puppy, and he is of the family giraffe.
The goat.
He's much closer related to.
Yeah, listen, exotic animals, we can definitely handle them. It's not our first time, but we're going to have to charge you for it.
Of course, you have to charge me. That's why there's a stable.
Right.
There's nothing that exotic about my darling except that he's
Around
fantastically
Vogler,
fabulous.
this is the first time we've ever seen one of those, and we're going to have to hire extra security as people's going to be trying to steal your Earl, was it? Anyways, yeah, we're going to have to do gold a night.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
And
That's standard.
And then that's standard.
Yeah.
Even if you're stabling him next to Roderick, the warhorse of a knight of Solamnia.
Yeah, the boys told me something about the knight, saying that she wanted to bypass me. It's not
Was
very.
testing them. I didn't want my boy staying with someone who would skip by like that.
Oh, well, that makes more sense. Okay, yeah, because that sounded a little off. No judgment, of course.
We
Good
were
Sir Knight.
testing their loyalty, and they passed. Good for you.
Right. Yeah. So package deal then? You two are together, or did you arrive separately? I mean, who am I dealing with first?
We're together.
First of all, we're together.
Okay. Well, in that case, tell you what. Kingfisher Festival discount. We'll take care of both creatures for 8 silver, and then we'll also do extra feeding, extra brushing on both. Does Earl take brushing?
Yes, he does.
Okay, fantastic. Extra brushing, and we'll do that for 5 copper. Grand total, 8 silver a night, 5 copper for the extra feed and extra brushing.
Doesn't look like you have a lot of business.
Roll insight.
14.
Yeah, tell you what though, it may not look like it right now, but that's because everybody's out at the market. Come this evening after the festivities are over, I'm telling you, there's not going to be room.
Well, everybody's gonna be at the funeral.
Yeah, but after the funeral. I'd hate to see a majestic creature like Roderick and Earl left out without a home. But I understand you probably want to go check other places, so this is fine. It's fine. I'm gonna go. You good luck with your search there.
You do that, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And he goes back inside, and the boys are like, so are you staying?
No, we're gonna go try the other stable.
We're not.
Yeah.
We're not saying, I'm sorry that you're not going to have the opportunity of the exposure to our fabulous creatures at this moment.
But you're doing a great job.
But you are doing great.
Oh, thanks.
You are
Yeah.
doing a great job. Good job on passing that test.
Yeah, well,
Where am
we're honest folks here at Toddler,
Yeah.
and at the fishbowl.
Yeah. Did Ispen keep his own mount at his own home, or did we stable them here?
Oh, you mean Granddad? Granddad, he didn't have a mount.
Granddad?
Yeah, it's what we call it, Granddad.
Why do you call him Granddad?
He's old.
Oh,
We call Uncle because he's not as old as Granddad.
got it.
Everybody calls him Uncle.
Okay.
They're just being respectful.
I have to, I'm a little touchy about family ties, so
Just being respectful.
that's valid. I want to give them each a copper just for being good before
Oh.
we go.
Whoa, thank you, mistress. We appreciate that. And we won't be full. Just you didn't hear that.
Yeah.
We didn't hear that.
We didn't hear anything. We didn't think so.
We won't be full. You come back.
Okay. Thank you very much. Can we go check out the other stable? There's nobody there, right?
Yeah.
Is there, I mean,
It looks full. Like you think that they would probably for you move some stuff out,
I don't want to
and
move people.
I
yeah.
don't want to kick anyone out.
Yeah.
And you've already met Yalme, who owns, the Brass Crab where these stables are at. So you know that, well, maybe you don't know, but one of you knows that she'll make a little money if she can.
Do you want to just pay these kids? Yeah, there was a lot of groping of a body, and I would just like to go.
I'd rather not pay him that much. I'd rather pay the kids the difference.
Well, we
of
can
the
give
money.
it to them, can we not?
They're not going to keep it. They're not going to keep it. He's going to tell them that whatever money that came from our hands to them. So,
We can just set them on the right path at this point.
okay.
Yeah, they're better than this.
Of course they're better
They
than
can
this.
move on to
They
better
could be
things.
fabulous. There is a young tender working there, and they could have better.
Yeah.
He's jipping them out of opportunities to meet the fabulous creatures of this world.
Chat.
So let's do it.
I don't know if you can see it. This is just low.
Okay. We're gonna glance at the other thing again. I'm gonna think about it, and then we're gonna walk back.
And I'm going to make an attempt with persuasion or charisma or whatever you want me to roll to talk to him about this. 'Cause
Sure, absolutely. Throw me some persuasion.
I feel like we could do better than this.
You okay?
That's going to be a 17. If you don't let me add anything from Earl. That's just right.
It's not. You won't get anything from Earl, but
Earl get a check?
17 will tell you. Yeah. So Uncle comes back. He said, "I found out there's no other place for you to stay. I understand. Listen, I am not without. It's a festival, and Iston was a dear and close friend of mine. Even though he didn't drink here very often, we still spent And you can tell he's being sincere at this point. He says, we've spent plenty of days fishing from the riverbank together, and I feel bad. I feel bad. He wouldn't want me to take advantage. He'd want me to get paid, but say what?
Yeah. So. if you don't-
You're Iston's niece.
Yeah.
Reverence.
Reverence.
Mm-hmm.
You took over his spot as a knight.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in that case, listen, family discount then. 4 silver, and we'll do the brushing and the extra feed for free.
Alright,
Thank you.
we can do this.
Of course, of course. And you'll be speaking tonight then?
A bit.
Well, then I'll see you there.
Okay.
Anything else? Is anybody else doing anything? Yep. Well, you're going to spend the rest of the day.
Oh yeah, well, I know, but
Okay.
I'm giving them life lessons.
Oh, life lessons from Durin. Go ahead. Life lessons number 3.
So,
Is it 4?
I'm ready.
It's been
Writing down.
life lesson, or life rule number 6. In a fight, fight dirty.
Okay.
Isman's
Okay.
life rule number 10. When in doubt, throw a rock.
Okay. When in doubt, throw a rock.
Okay.
All right. At this point, the bell goes off. The day has come to an end, and
It's all fine.
you see the masses are coming to the Brass Crab. People are being let in. The room is filled. They're filled. I mean, on the ground floor, on the second floor. They're gathered around outside. There's people in fishing boats that have pulled up and docked at the dock that's connected to the Brass Crab, and everybody is here for this funeral. And the drinks are free this evening. On the house has been what Ispen would want is that he would want everybody to drink and have a good time this evening. And it is at this point that as you are all kind of making your way together and reconvening at the Brass Crab, that a very imposing individual steps through the crowds, and everybody kind of gives him space. And his eyes fall on you. And you recognize him. This is Ispen's old adventuring friend, Vitus Redblade. And Vitus, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Good evening. So, I describe him. So, Vitus, right?
Well, introduce you, and then, of course, the character you will be portraying.
Alright, so, hello, my name is Dustin. Some people on the internet know me as Zero, and I will be portraying Vitus Redblade. So, Vitus is a knight of Solamnia. He is a fighter as well.
Salamia?
Salamnia.
Like
One day I'll learn to
salami?
pronounce
Look,
it.
dialect is different,
Right,
you know?
sure.
It's okay.
He is also fairly, even though he is definitely older, probably like in his 60s, but he is about 6'4", 250 pounds, all muscle. So, and he is currently donned in his armor, but his armor is a little bit custom because of his old rank. It's got like red ornaments, and of course there's a nice crown on the chest. He has a nice big shield on his back, and then one key feature, he has a scarlet scabbard on his side for his blade.
Crown like 9 of the crown?
Yes.
Okay.
And so then I guess he comes up and he recognizes, good evening. You must be Ispen's friends.
To be called so.
Your red blade.
Yes.
Yeah.
You must be Reverence.
Yeah.
I've heard so much about you from Ispen.
Really?
Yes. He's talked
Okay.
very highly of you.
I like
You
that.
are the one they call Vitus.
Yes.
You saw Ispen when he died.
Yes, unfortunately.
How did he die?
as far as we know, our best guess is natural causes, old age, foul play or anything doesn't look suspected. We had drinks the night beforehand. He went to bed in the morning. I went to go wake him up. I saw him.
Everybody you know could have been poisoned, assassinated in some way.
We've done all of the checks that we could. Nothing. I wish I had more for you.
I sure walks off.
What was he like the night before?
Recognize him?
What was the...
Durin, I've heard a lot about you as well.
Hello! I click my heels together, I spin my head. Ah!
It's been warned me of this tradition of yours.
Yes.
Very nice to meet you as well.
Yes, I've heard some things about you. Hopefully good. Not bad.
Usually.
You can dodge a rock, right?
I believe I can,
just
yes.
throw a rocket, Titus.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Must be
Why
a
would he
dwarven
dodge a rock?
Must be a dwarven expression.
Well, it's been said that soldiers are forged by rocks. And soldiers are able to dodge rocks. So at any point in time...
I guess roll to see if you did.
Yeah, roll for it.
Oh my goodness.
Well, that's an 8.
For sure, dodge it. Okay.
He can dodge!
Please don't throw rocks at Red Blade.
This is what Ispin taught me.
When did Ispin teach you this?
Oh, when Ispin came to visit.
So we're supposed to hurl rocks at you?
No.
Hurling rocks
You're
at
only
people.
supposed to throw rocks at soldiers.
I believe it is time we need to get to the proceedings. The funeral shall be starting soon.
Yes, sir. Rocks.
Okay. So drinks are flowing freely, and people have had a moment to, like, they've all walked to the end of the dock, and they have had their moment with the body of Ispin. You three have already been there. Do you go again?
No, wait.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, wonderful. And what about you three? This is your first
I'm in the
time.
crowd. I'm keeping an eye out for the person I was described as the mayor.
Okay. Yeah, you find her very easily because she's actually behind the bar with Yalme, helping her pass out drinks.
Oh, she's not by the dock.
No. She's inside with the people trying to help Yalme handle the crowds.
Okay. If she seems busy, then I'm not going to bother her now.
Yeah,
But
she's
I would-
definitely
I'm gonna
very
look-
busy.
I'm going to wait for an opportunity to get a private word.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to take out my own personal little mug flask. This collapsible.
You reach for it and it's not there.
Dun dun dun.
Like, it should have been there, but it's
Raise your hand if you saw it.
long gone.
Whoops.
And it's at that point that squeaky little voice right beside you tugs on you and says, Master Durin, you dropped this. You need this if you're going to drink tonight.
Yes, of course. I dropped this. Thank you. Stay away from me.
And she looks crushed at that.
Oh, Durin.
Cute.
We were gonna have drinks.
That's right! Okay, we can have drinks first. And then we can...
And then stay away from me.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't impose upon your wife,
Breakfast. That's too far.
right? Well, I wouldn't want to cause trouble at home with your wife or significant other.
It's been told me anything about this.
I'm sure he did.
I don't have a wife, but we can discuss.
Well, then I will not have anybody to offend with drinking with you this evening. And, you know, I understand if you need to have someone to stay with you after to grieve with?
It's been also telling me things like this too. No, kind stranger. I cannot participate in said activities with you.
Yep.
I love the smile.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my heart.
I'm laughing because that sounds right.
Yep. Okay, so Vitus steps to the center and is, may I have your attention, everyone? Before we send Ispen off, there's something that he requested of me, and I encourage you all to participate, as that is one of the things he enjoyed doing. I want to tell you one of my favorite stories that Ispen would tell.
Introduction? Yeah. We're all here today to honor our friend, our companion, and to some, our comrade in arms, Ispen Greenshield. Ispen had informed me during his finals days that today should not be a day for tears, but for tales. The old salt requested his stories be told for his final farewell, as if we haven't heard them 1,000 times before. I had many stories to tell, for I was there for a good chunk of them. But alas, I shall tell you one of his favorites. A while back ago, the high sub-artillerist of Mount Nevermind had the bright idea to launch her pet weasel all the way from Gnome Enclave to Sandcrest Island. Then she hired Ispen to recover the critter, or at least to note its trajectory. Ispen and I spent 3 months trying to find this darn weasel. We never found it. Never. We thought we came close when we found some bandits camping. They had eroded on a spit. We knocked them out. Didn't seem right to kill them at the time. But it turns out they were cooking a ferret. To this day, we have no idea what happened to that weasel. But that just shows the kind of man that Ispen was. Willing to take on any job regardless of how dangerous or dumb the task was if he could get a good story out of it. He'd accept it. I'll miss you, my friend. You truly were a one of a kind. So raise your mug, your glass, or whatever, and drink you have to Ispen Greenshield. And as stated before, tales, not tears. At this time, if anyone else has any stories of Ispen they'd like to share, please come do so.
Are you around? I knew you walked off. Did you come back at
I'm
any
still
point?
around, yeah. I'm close.
Okay.
You sure you trust no tech that's been a long
I
time?
wanna-
You probably see me like sitting up on the edge of the ship. Listening.
You didn't hear the story?
Okay.
So the mayor steps forward and she goes, let me tell you my favorite Ispen story. So Ispen told me this, and well, you all know. Like, you take it with a grain of salt. In Ispen's case, you take it with a whole shaker of salt, right? So he once told me about, for 3 days, a trireme crewed by Minotaur pirates had been chasing Ispen's ship across the Blood Sea of Ishtar. When finally, out of nowhere, this great behemoth of a fish comes out and swallowed the trireme whole, never to be seen again. And Ispen swears to this day that fish winked at him when it went down.
To Ispen!
To Ispen.
Well, my favorite Ispen story was his hell of when he had to fight the ferocious, gnarly gerbil. He said
You see some people nodding, and they're like, I've heard this one.
Yeah.
He said that the gerbil was big as a house, ferocious like a tiger, more or less. And he said he had to beat it by putting it on like a water wheel and letting it run until he got tired, and then he had to slay it. He said it took hours and he had to feed it like little pets, like pellets. He's like, if you ever come across one of these, it's best to ride it, then kill it. That's probably one of my greatest Espen stories, because he told me it's not always about the things that are bigger than you. It's always about how you deal with the things that are bigger than you.
Aww.
And if you cut it from the ankles, they're more or less your height.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, Justin!
I'll go. I see a lot of smiling faces out there. I think I met a lot of you today. But I didn't know many of you before this, because the last time I saw Espen was when I was a child. I grew up in a small town called Tarsus, which used to be a great city, but nowadays it's not quite the metropolitan center of trade it used to be. But Espen told me stories about this place, this country, this land of milk and honey that inspired me to come here. And as you can all see, this place does have the best people, and I can see that in all of you now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I'm thankful to him for convincing me to come here, and I can say that it was the best decision I ever made. To Espen.
To Espen!
I get up on a table. Brian's very tiny. And I shout and I say, I have a story. My favorite story Espen used to tell. It's more of the backstory that he finally shared with me one day, but I feel that you've probably all heard the story of the ferocious hellhound. There's a scar that Espen would show on his calf, and it's quite large, and he would say that he was in a fight to the death with this hellhound. And he would tell you of how vicious, but that when he finally killed it, he would find that it truly was just protecting something. And he would tell us about the great sword that he found there, and that was a great story, and I think we all loved it. I know we're not supposed to cry or get sentimental, but my favorite part of that story was the fact that Espen one day shared with me, you can all see I had an unfortunate accident, and I have a scar on my face, and Espen was one of the first people not from my area that I saw after it happened, and I was worried, and I didn't know what to say, and when I showed it to him, he said, well, at least you have an interesting looking scar from your training, and you can tell people whatever you like. And then he showed me the hellhound scar and said, because sometimes we get scars in training, we can make them whatever we want later.
That sounds about right.
That sounds like Espen, yes.
Just
To Espen!
I'm getting a little drunker.
Yeah, it's,
The mead ale are flowing, the wine is flowing, everybody is settling in, the night has become this wonderful storytelling event.
You think that's water?
There are so many of your stories that paint Espen out to be a great man. I do not know Espen personally. And for those who may not know me, my name is Astro Luminaries of the Bergen House Sunspear on Deva. Espen is what my people refer to as a doppelganger of a hero, my people, Mahes Sunspear, the Moonglaive. I do not have a story of Espen, but I would love to share you the story we tell of Mahes Sunspear. For he and Espen share the same star. In Celestia's embrace Mahes arose, glaive in hand the ash froze. Sunspear's might protected all at night. Moonglaive hid our rebellion from the ash's sight. Night sky in his palm he commanded the stars. United by through valor, bound by blood and heart, our mission unswayed. Our people followed the path cut by Moonglaive, beyond enemy lines and through the ashes ranks, over mountains and beneath river banks, and even when victory seemed slim, the light of the Moonglaive never dimmed. His spirit ignited and liberated our land, his legacy carved into the stars above Deva. Mahes our hero, Mahes has saved us, Mahes is him. And the light given by Mahes, the Moonglaive star, and your Ispen green shield shall never dim. To Ispen.
That was beautiful.
I'm crying.
Different.
Oh my goodness.
It's okay. We embrace our difference.
Like spinning with us. Spinning with us.
Matthew, there's a great story we tell.
Well, honestly, I didn't know it. My sister surrendered it. And I was at home when the note came. And they were close friends, for my sister doesn't trust many. She did trust Ispen. So I am here in her honor. To Ispen.
To Ispen. All right. Well, unless there's anyone else who has any stories to tell, then it's time.
The one that sticks out in my head is not a tale he told me, but my grandfather, his father, wanted him to be a knight, and it wasn't going to work out that way. So I took his place. And at my knighting, oh my goodness, I had spent a year doing everything I had to. I had memorized the measure. I had held myself accountable. And when I was struck, and Knight Commander Moss said, let that be the last hit you ever take unanswered, Ispen struck him. And he hit the floor in plate armor.
Oh my gosh, you're telling it worse than he did.
Yeah, well, I don't have his gift for tale telling.
No, well, nobody. We've heard these tales 1,000 times. Can we light the bugger on fire already and send him down the river?
Hey, you said, were there any more tales?
I said none of these things. That was the mayor. Do not listen, little one.
Come
Do
at
you
me.
know who you're speaking to?
I
Do
don't
you know who
care.
my father is?
Oh my goodness.
Is this the carrot
Really?
again?
Do I know who
You-
your father
Yeah,
is?
yeah, but I've had.
Do
now
you know
7
who
drinks,
I am?
And I'm a lightweight.
Can I sit?
Very rude.
Yeah.
Let her finish.
Whatever. Just get on with it already.
Why are you
Barkeep, the free drinks. Free drinks. Refill me, please. Let's, go ahead and finish your.
I don't think you need to be here.
Oh, well.
We're here to
tough.
celebrate Ispen, and you're having none of it.
Yeah, I am. I'm having my fill of it, and I've had my fill of these stories. Come on, half of these things weren't even true, and you all know it.
I make my way toward him.
Yeah.
I'm summoning 80 guards if I
We're
can.
not doing this.
We're removing you now.
Oh, okay, sure you are. You and the guards my father paid for, old man. Is that what it is?
You tried my
He
patience.
needs that.
You try my attention. I'm so, you know what, you guys have your tiny little get together. I want you to know that this is the most pathetic thing I've ever seen. You people are
Am I in melee range yet?
it is at this point that his eyes roll up in the back of his head and he boom goes down, and behind him stands a short dwarf who is currently just cracking a cudgel in her hand, and she says, "I've had enough of the blowhard. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Can we get somebody to scoop
Yep.
him up.
Yep.
I'll get right on that. Thank you, Cudgel.
Thanks, Vitus. Hey, everybody. Sorry we're late to the party. You know how it is. We've been. Continue. To listen, everyone. To listen. And some people come and you see these people are not guards. These people look like seasoned mercenaries that come in, and you notice a badge on them, but you may or may not recognize it. Go ahead if you want to. Everybody, give me local.
I think that's my history.
History. My bad. History about some local stuff.
Can I have advantage because I talked to elf people today?
Yeah, I'll give you advantage on that. Yeah, you did do a lot of rumor, so you would have heard of this already.
I cannot make a roll.
Okay. Ooh, nat 20. Okay.
3.
3. All right. No. 14. All right.
1.
Natural 1 over there. There we go. There's that natty 1 that we were looking for this whole time. And let's see. What'd you get? 9. Okay. Even with the 9, I'll give you a little bit. But natural 20. So as you were like marching these guys today, and you got them whipped into shape. This is they're not ready for a battlefield, but they're ready for a mock battle. And you know that because they talked about, we're going to show the Ironclad Regiment what's up. The Ironclad Regiment are going to be playing the part of the Ishtar warriors at the Battle of the High Hill. Then that's going to take place tomorrow. So you recognize these must be the mercenaries that they have, that are currently camped out at the High Hill. And they come in and they scoop up the young lad and take him out. And Vitus, you come over and Cudgel says, "Did I miss all the fun?"
Looks like you brought the fun.
Don't I always? Yes, indeed.
What does the patch look like?
So it's just it's like an insignia. It's a shield, like a iron kind of shield, like a colored shield. Yeah. She says, "Well, I guess I'll help myself to the drinks, boys. When you're done with that, go ahead and help yourself. You've earned it." And she puts this. It looks like just a heavy-looking stick, but it's got some heft to it. She clips it onto her belt and she moves over. "Bartender, yummy! Drinks, please."
Huzzah!
Yeah, huzzah indeed.
I'm gonna go make sure Astral's okay.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
how is Astral?
Astral will probably be one of the ones picking up the young man and throwing him out of the bar.
Yeah, that's
Hang on
fine.
the yard arm.
A little small for that.
Glad that happened because I was about to challenge him.
I was about to punch him. I was about to be able to make an unarmed attack.
So now at this point, you have all been drinking for quite some time, and Frostwind comes up to you, Igneous, and says, "How did you do?"
Sure, you noticed your empty stall.
I was so busy with Cousin Sai today that I didn't even get to see. How did it go?
I'm several beers deep, and I'm kind of like, they're all gone. All of the shiny
All
units
of
are
them?
sold to the people.
Do the people.
Goodness.
And I would have a separate, her pouch already separated out.
Okay.
And I plop a big pouch full of coins, but it's all coppers. That's your half.
Oh, wow.
Don't, it's a lot, so just take your time and count.
It's
Ooh.
so much. I
Hold
can get a painting.
Can I look at that? Does that look fair?
You are currently dealing with Astral.
How far are they?
Oh, they're inside. You're outside.
You didn't even see them.
Yeah.
You did, I know.
Yeah.
Oh,
You weren't
More
there.
drinks,
You have no idea which one.
Oh, yes.
They're
Cousin.
enough, though. I've been there.
It's a hefty bag, right?
Yeah.
It's a full.
I didn't want to carry all the loosest of changes, but
Okay.
so yeah, that makes it a little.
Well, for her, it's a fortune.
I would have counted out probably 20 gold.
Oh,
in
wow.
dollars.
Yeah, that's a lot. That is a whole lot. Yeah, she's like trying to pull it off the table, and it's like,
Oh, I'm moving. I'm moving to Calaman. I'm gonna live in a house. Maybe.
You want that.
Thank you so much, Master Igneous. And she's all teary-eyed and everything, and she goes, I'm gonna buy a wedding dress.
The only thing bad about this is that you don't have any more stock, so you better get back to work.
I'm gonna buy a wedding dress, and I'm gonna marry someone.
Wind chimes.
I've been holding him the whole time, just like.
I'm drunk.
So
Getting there.
I'm gonna go. Oh, before I get away from you, Master Igneous, you need to be so much more careful, because you just drop things, and I can't believe that this thing, whatever it is, and she holds up Mesmer, and she's like,
Snatch it away from her.
she's like, you
That's
got,
Silver's
I don't
job.
know
Oh, no.
where it came from or what it is, but you're lucky that I found that, because that could have been bad.
I'm gonna put it back in my holster and snap it back in. Like that's very important to me.
Well, you need to look after it more, because that just fell right off of you, and I would have brought it to you sooner, but Cousin Sai kept me very busy. But I brought it back to you, just so you're aware, and you're welcome.
Thank you.
Will you put in a good word for me with Master Derwin?
To be completely honest, I only met him yesterday, and
But
he doesn't-
so, like,
he doesn't.
you
He also
could-
doesn't really like me that much. I don't think.
But you could.
I wish he did like me better. And I like started to tear up a little bit. Like,
Okay, here we go. I'll put in a good word for you, and you put in a good word for me.
We should go talk to him right now. This is what I don't
I
think he's doing anything
would
but holding
love
that
to
shine.
do that right now, but we have to put Isbin to rest, and
Oh,
then
right. Yeah, of course.
I will have to help Master Derwin to his rest. So
No.
Wow.
possibly tomorrow.
Say it that way.
Oh, oh.
You don't say it that way.
I'm not there. I'm not there.
I
It is at this point that we are going to put Isbin to rest, and the whole town turns out to the riverbanks. And it's when you get there, make perception checks for me.
Burn that die.
Ah!
7.
7.
6.
Okay, you guys do not see
We're
nothing.
tears.
You are
Crying.
fully
We're crying so much.
You're just,
13.
I got an 8.
Bit drunk.
Wow. Okay.
Straight up blurry.
So with a 13, and having been to the dock before, you notice immediately that along the riverbanks there are totems that have been erected at some point, and you can see some of these ironclad regiment that are like currently like penning some in place, and from them are the corpses of various monsters. And they're like, you're not like crazy sort of like, there's no dragons or anything out of myth like that, but like there's some monsters that you look at and you're like, well, that's not from around here. Yeah, definitely out of place.
Is it anything that I would recognize, or is it something that's from this area?
From here.
Okay.
Nothing you recognize, yeah. But then they definitely, everybody gathers, and there's like this quiet that descends over the crowds, and they push the boat out to the river, and you watch it as it catches in the current and turns and starts heading south towards the Great Sea, and then you see a streak of light as this flaming arrow arcs over the river
and lands in the boat. And there's a whoosh as it ignites in fire and just immediately begins to burn. And there's a scent, this sweet scent, not unpleasant. And it's not the scent of like cooking meat or anything. It's almost a pleasant sort of perfume that settles over the river and over the crowds. And with that, the funeral of Ispen Greenshield has been completed, as has episode 1 of Shadow of the Dragon Queen. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for episode 1 of Candles and Coasters. We really appreciate all of our support out there. Once again, we definitely appreciate all of you who came out tonight. Please share us, talk to all your friends about us, have them come back. We'll be back on stream for episode 2 for day 2 of the Kingfisher Festival, and that's going to be in not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after that. We're going to do this every other week. Thank you, everyone, once again, and the credits shall roll.
First then.
Live, laugh, drink. Oh wow, that was a lot of fun, guys. Stories were fantastic.
Good.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I guess until next time we meet, keep those candles burning.
Absolutely.
Yeah.